Alright, during our last session, session 29, Wintier, who has still not joined, or even been offered to join the Order of the Drogans, interrogated Autumn, asking why she killed the Hobgoblin when he was so vehemently against it. The issue was ignored, and the Drogans search for loot. They find coins and a magic sword. Coltane takes the sword, then talks Wintier into returning to the first level of the keep for round 2 with the jelly monster that nearly killed the entire party. He tells the elf that there is a body up there that may just be his cousin, valiantly lying to his face for his own devices. The Drogans navigate back to the double doors on which was written, "Stay out, really," and then Rekoge's addendum, "No, really, stay out," or whatever redundancy that really didn't help the situation considering you guys went back anyway. So, brimming with a lack of confidence, the Drogans open the doors. Coltane briefed the Drogans on a plan of action, which immediately fell apart as the slime erupted from the water and struck Coltane. It was kind of like in that movie Deep Blue Sea when Samuel L. Jackson gave this rising speech during their darkest hour, only to be gobbled up by the shark just as he's finished talking. Yeah. So Coltane managed to chop into the slime once before he fell in combat on the second round of battle, which makes him marginally better than Samuel L. Jackson. I guess that's a good thing. Jackson's pretty damn badass. Autumn fell in battle at the start of round 4. Rekoj then sent the slime flying against the black wall, allowing the Drogans a momentary reprieve from its devastating attacks, while Zook stabilized Autumn and Wintier dragged Coltane out of the room and stabilized him. Zook was taken down to 5 hit points before he managed to flee, and on round 7, Rekoj dragged Autumn out of the room, and Wintier closed the doors on the slime. And that's where we are.
Sounds like you guys had fun.
No, we didn't.
So I say we do an extended rest and try again.
I want to do something else.
Hadn't you guys agreed to go exploring beyond those skeletons?
Yeah, I've got a better idea. It's a different, well, probably, fight. Or at least something. I'd tell you all this, except I'm unconscious.
An extended rest might be best anyway.
Can we take a short rest?
Or we could do that.
I don't know, do you really want to take an extended rest in this cave?
I don't know. I don't. We'll take a short rest, and then, as the leader, you can encourage us for whatever you think is best.
Obviously, I am not a smart leader.
Well, not if I'm in control of Rekoj. Rekoj is a smart leader.
Sure. Have we agreed?
Either way, yeah, short rest.
So if you guys take a short rest, that will allow Coltane and Autumn to be back up at 1 hit point. So you won't have to drag their bodies around.
Do you guys really want to continue exploring with 1 hit point?
I don't.
No.
I think what he's trying to say is before taking the extended rest, take a short rest so then you guys can relocate. That's what I gathered from what he was saying.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Oh. That makes sense.
Also, let's settle this now, because Dave and Steven aren't here. So who will control Rekoj and who will control Autumn?
I want Rekoj.
Alright, Doug has Rekoj.
I'll take Autumn.
Rekoj feels smarter.
Alright, the Drogans plus Wintier take a short rest where they are. So for Coltane and Autumn, you can't spend any healing surges, just bring yourselves back up to 1 hit point. As for the rest of you, go ahead, take a short rest normally. Alright, after a few minutes, Coltane and Autumn awake, as Rekoj, Zook, and Wintier are licking their wounds.
Well, I don't really have any wounds to lick. I can lick Nick's wounds if you want.
Whoa.
Who is this Nick? He has no wounds.
Right.
You cannot fix a broken pancreas that way.
And you said you guys wanted to take an extended rest after that? Where are you going to take that?
Well, glorious leader, where would be the best place to extend a rest?
As a most glorious leader, I think it's a question we should pose to Rekoj. Rekoj, where should we rest?
Rekoj likes brothels.
As a glorious leader, I think it's a question we should pose to Zook. Zook, where should we rest?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think I could fit under these rocks and sort of be camouflaged, so I'm gonna do that.
As glorious leader, Coltane asks someone else.
Autumn, where should we rest?
Well, I think we should go back to town.
Well, it's the first time she's ever sounded feminine. Winter, what do you think?
Well, I haven't explored this section of the keep very well, but if there's just like a room we can lock ourselves into, I think that would be fine.
I know a room with a double bed? No, there's at least a bed. There's some rooms with beds. We could actually sleep in goblin beds, but I don't know if you really want to do that.
Where's Blood?
Oh yeah, let's go rest in the jail cells.
Oh, it's like The Walking Dead.
Anyway, personally, I think we should rest outside of the keep.
That's fine by me. I would probably be more at ease outside anyway, wouldn't I? Yes, I would. No, I'm not schizophrenic.
Alright, let us go and sleep out of doors.
Alright, you guys leave the keep, head out to head out a safe distance, find a grove of trees, and take your 6-hour rest. Having rested, what do you guys do?
Well, glorious leader, what do you think we should do now?
I'm gonna get out another sunrod, strap it onto my halberd just like the last 7, and we're gonna go back down into that friggin' keep.
Rekoj thought Elf was talking to Rekoj. Rekoj is glorious leader. Coltane is insignificant leader.
Well, Rekoj, what do you think we should do?
Rekoj thinks you should put sunrod on your halberd like the last 7, and then go into the keep. With a sigh.
I bow to your superior wisdom, glorious leader Rekoj.
So, was there a section of this level that you had not explored, first of all?
To the south, following that southern corridor, there were some doors we didn't go through yet.
Well, as Winter, I don't remember seeing any bodies in that pool. Granted, I didn't go further in. It's possible you are a lying dirtbag. Or, it's possible we should just keep looking. I'm not willing to believe that she's dead, therefore it's quite possible she's somewhere else in this keep.
You lying dirtbag?
It's quite possible you're right about something you just thought you were quite possibly right about. Follow me.
Follow Rekoj.
Follow Rekoj as he follows me.
So the Drogans head south down the corridors of the first level of Shadowfell Keep, crossing over the corpses of zombies, and then eventually the remains of skeletons in this wide chamber lined with sarcophagi.
Whoa, this is lined with sarcophagi?
Yeah, these things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 10 of them.
Have you guys looked inside these sarcophaguses?
Oh, yeah, someone did, and then somehow out of each sarcophagi came more than one skeleton. Apparently they were tight on space.
So from here you can see in this area to your east, the passage opens up into a wider chamber, and silvery white light from above suffuses this wide section of the crypt. A dome above the area depicts a fantastic regal dragon with silver scales and flight across an endless sky. Not sure how they depict an endless sky, but I digress.
Well, let's head on over. Let's look at that endless sky depiction.
An altar stands on either side of the area, inscribed with elaborate script. Relief images of soldiers in plate armor on their knees in prayer appear on the walls behind each altar. And there is a door to the east. Double door.
As an assistant to a
things?
glorious leader, what do you guys think we should do?
Those are the 2 altars that stand on either side.
Doug, did you miss the part where he mentioned 2 altars on either side?
No, he said an altar stands on either side.
Yeah, that works, doesn't it?
No, that implies that the single altar is on both sides at the same time.
But everyone except for some, I don't know, annoying English literature major would understand what he's trying to say.
No, but I mean, it could have been like... I mean, those don't look like altars on the map. Those could have been just something he didn't talk about. I don't know.
And
I
while
wanted
they
to make
debate-
sure.
While they debate grammatical error, or whatever you want to call it, Zook rolls a religion check.
Just for fun.
And I get a 15.
So Zook recognizes the dragon on the dome as Bahamut, the platinum dragon, the god of justice, protection, and honor. Many believe that to speak the noble name of Bahamut is a sign of disrespect. Forgive me, Bahamut. So instead they call him the platinum dragon. Many metallic dragons worship him as the first of their kind. His alignment is lawful good.
Why is he in Shadowfell Keep?
A religion check won't be able to tell you that.
I do a dungeoneering check?
And you find a good place to scavenge rat meat.
Likely nothing will be able to tell you why. Well, what do you know of this place?
Winter
It hits
asks, what do you guys know of this place?
Well, I seem to recall it supposedly was a keep trying to protect some, horrible rift, from some other plane of existence. So, presumably, there were good people living here defending the area from the potential evil stuff.
So this was once a noble keep, and then it became infested by that which it was trying to protect the lands against. And yet this altar, these 2 altars, and this dragon still shine so endlessly on this sky. I need to think before I speak.
Yes, yes, you do. Next time let Rekoj do the talking.
Colton steps over, pats Winter on the shoulder. There, Winter. There.
I just want to find my cousin.
I'm telling you, she's... Never mind.
Winter slaps Colton on the balls.
Wait until you're done using him before telling him the awful truth again.
Alright, I think we should check out
Winter
what's
rushes
behind these
forward
doors.
and pushes open the doors. Did I say Winter or Rekoj?
He said Winter.
Rekoj rushes forward. Rekoj opens the door on the right.
Oh, he's just
Wow,
opening
we
one
went
door.
left and right.
He swings, yeah, just the one on the right. He's not being dramatic about it.
Open them both like Aragorn, do it.
so Rekoj rushes forward and then civilly opens the door.
Not to be outdone, Coltane gently opens the door on the left.
Do they open inwards or outwards?
Let's say inwards. Opening the doors reveals a small, well, I guess not that small, but a chamber. At the far end of the chamber, there is a raised dais. This area appears to be a crypt, as it holds a single coffin atop this raised dais.
Rekoj rushes forward to stand in front of the steps.
Now that he's closer, he can see carved on the lid of the coffin is a warrior in plate armor, with a sword laid across his chest, the point toward his feet.
Is it a recognizable, or is it just a generic face?
But
Can I roll something?
Oh yeah,
Or
try
is it just-
rolling Dungeoneering.
Winter rolls a dungeoneering on the sarcophagus.
to see if he can recognize the face? Or are you trying to see if you can recognize the face, or if it seems to be an actual face and not just like a vague depiction of someone? Or like
I think he just analyzes the sarcophagus. Should I be closer for that?
yeah, you'd probably want to walk up the steps. A little more. There you go. And to his horror, the face is that of his cousin. No, definitely not.
I told you she was...
Wintier does not recognize the face, but, I mean, you live in an age without any kind of real media outlets, so unless you'd personally met the person, I don't think you'd recognize the face anyway.
Oh, bad.
Can I, like, check it for traps and stuff? Is that something we do?
Absolutely, you can. Whether it's something they do is another issue. I'm saying yes, you can check it for traps.
What do I roll on that? Do I have,
It would be perception, I believe.
Perception.
Thievery would be to disable the trap. I mean, if there is a trap.
I roll a perception and get an 11.
Wintier spots no traps.
But he does notice a sarcophagus.
Do you guys see this sword that is laid across from the chest to the toes?
Perhaps Autumn would be better off inspecting the sarcophagus for traps.
No, I think Zook is better off.
My dungeoneering roll was so nice.
Zook inspects the sarcophagus, and I get a 21.
Zook does not find any traps.
Okay, Autumn takes 20 now.
So if Autumn wants to take 20, that would mean it would take, what, 2 minutes? Yeah. Are you guys gonna wait around 2 minutes as she thoroughly investigates this sarcophagus?
Rekoj wants to go at it. Rekoj thinks little people are being unperceptive.
Big words for a big dumbass.
Rekoj rolls a 7.
Rekoj thinks he finds a trap.
See, little people? Trap right here.
He points at the sword.
Rekoj pushes the sword.
And cuts himself.
So as Rekoj pushes the sword, the heavy coffin lid explodes in a flurry of dust. A humanoid skeleton girded in plate armor rises from the cloud. Its breastplate is emblazoned with a stylized dragon's head, and the skeleton holds aloft a longsword. It croaks, "The rift must never be reopened. State your intentions, or prepare to die."
Winter
It's the 11
says,
fingered man.
my intentions are to not open the rift.
Alright, what we're going to have now is what's called a skill challenge. I think this is new to Doug. Basically, a skill challenge is an encounter, but unlike a combat encounter, where you use your attack powers, in a skill challenge you use your skills. You roll skill checks, and you have to succeed on a certain number of skill checks before you reach a certain number of failures, generally 3 failures. So right now, this skill challenge involves talking to this menacing skeletal knight dude. So I'm going to ask you guys to roll initiative. Alright, go ahead.
Not have Rekoj talk to it.
You can do whatever you like.
He gets Zook rolls an 18, and Autumn rolls a 17.
Winter rolls a 12, Rekoj rolls a 25.
And
Big old fat 25.
Coltane rolls a 22.
So Rekoj, as the glorious leader, is gonna talk to him first? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Alright, Rekoj is up first to talk. Now, what would he like to say?
First,
And
he shoves Winter down the steps so that he can do the talking.
Oh no. I want to succeed at a skill challenge once in my life.
Rekoj says we're good people. You look like good skeleton. What do you want Rekoj good people to do?
Alright, that sounds like you're using diplomacy, so go ahead and roll a diplomacy check.
Oh no.
Oh crap.
Rekoj's charisma is what again?
He has a charisma of 8.
8 or 4?
I'm on Rekoj here.
Yeah.
Rekoj So I get to do it. Wreckage has a charisma of 4.
No, don't talk.
Wreckage rolls a 16.
And there's your first success.
It doesn't make sense.
Wreckage is glorious in diplomacy.
Alright, the skeletal knight lowers his sword and then looks toward Coltane. Nick, what skill would you like Coltane to use?
Coltane, although sure to embarrass himself, has a charisma of 18 and is trained in diplomacy. So he will be using diplomacy.
Alright, this skeletal knight turns to Coltane and says, I am sworn to defend this keep against interlopers. What brings you here?
We are here to defeat some evil cult that wishes to open the rift. So our goals coincide with yours, Sir Knight Skeleton. And that's roll diplomacy and get 20.
Here's your second success. Well, that goes without saying.
It does not go without saying.
Alright, the skeletal knight turns his eyeless skull to Zook. John, what skill would you like Zook to use?
Well, I don't know what skill it is, but Zook tries to convince Skeleton that he is so tiny that he cannot be such a threat to any rift or any rift activities possible in this universe.
That sounds like a bluff check to me. Do you agree with that?
I don't know, I guess.
Alright, so the skeletal knight, as he turns to Suzuki, says, And what of you? You roll a 10, what do you say?
I convince him that I am of no harm because I'm too small to do anything involving a rift or a rift activity possible.
And that is your first failure, as a skeletal knight growls and says, Lies. He turns to Autumn. What skill would Autumn like to use?
Diplomacy.
He asks, And you, Eladrin?
Oh my god, what do I say?
If you're using diplomacy, you can't lie, so you have to tell the truth. And ideally you would be convincing him that your intentions are noble, which might have to be a bluff.
Why? We're not doing this on the good intentions to kill a cult?
Well, there's we, and then there's Autumn, who, as far as I know, she joined you because she was kicked out of her previous mercenary group.
Oh,
I mean, maybe she's noble. I don't know. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You can, well, role play out your check, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Autumn says that her intentions are noble, and that she met up with these adventurers and decided to help them because the situation of the cult sounded very, how do I say it? Grave? Dangerous, I guess. The situation of the cult was dangerous, so she decided to join up with them to put a stop to it and save the town.
And would you roll?
I rolled an 8.
You speak without conviction. That's your second failure. So we're writing on 2 failures and 2 successes. Not a good start. He turns to Wintier. Doug, what skill would you like Wintier to use?
Is it possible to use nature?
I don't see how it would apply in this situation.
Perception?
Again, I don't see how it applies.
Heal?
How about you think of something? How about you think of something?
Athletics.
Unless you plan on pushing him back into the sarcophagus, I don't think athletics is gonna help.
Would dungeoneering possibly qualify as an awareness of how dungeons work in how I talk to him?
I don't see how that would help you in this case.
So basically, I have to talk to him, and I can either lie or I can be honest, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying those are your only 2 options. I'm just saying the other things you brought up I don't think are options.
What would Captain Kirk do?
Probably have sex with it.
Fist.
Well, in the Kobayashi Maru, he hacked the system, but I don't think I can quite hack CJ's brain. to tell me what to do.
Okay, well, because this is your first skill challenge, let's just go through your options here. So, read me off each skill. Not each skill you have, just each skill, period.
Okay, acrobatics. Arcana.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. It's Arcana. Acrobatics, probably. Do we agree that that doesn't apply? Do we agree that the physical skills will not be applying here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Arcana, can we think of a way that would apply?
I don't even know what that is, huh?
Well, maybe if you know about
Knowledge, magic-related lore, and magic
Shadowfell
effects.
or rifts and stuff, you might be able to convince him you can do something to help.
There you go. So
Could I
Arcana would
possibly-
be a skill that could apply here.
Okay, but I've only got 1 point in it.
Okay, but no, we're just going through all the options right now. So let's keep going down the list.
Okay, athletics, bluff, diplomacy, dungeoneering, endurance, heal, history.
You could talk to him like you knew him.
Back. No, I think I'll at least stay in character. If I can't use nature or perception, we'll just cross the fingers and do a diplomacy check. Should I say it first or should I roll first?
How about you roll first? Or wait, it's up to you.
I guess I could roleplay better if I knew if I'd been successful, because that way I can just, you know, word it differently.
Sure.
Oh crap. Well, great and noble skeleton dude. I am here to find my cousin. With a roll of 5.
A selfish motive. He turns to the lot of you. Your claims ring false. Defend yourselves. And we're going to be entering combat at this point.
So we managed to fail the skill challenge within 1 round. That means 5 people did stuff and 3 of them failed.
Oh, and
So
get this.
bad.
The DC on that diplomacy check? 10. The other... You could have used... Well, the skills listed here were Arcana, Bluff, Diplomacy, Intimidate, Religion. I would have allowed you to use History as well, because I could see how that would apply.
Wait, you can intimidate the skeleton knight?
You can try to intimidate the Skeleton Knight.
Get off my back or I'm gonna crush you into dust and then go save the world. Oh, okay.
I don't want to kill this guy. He's a nice skeleton.
He's already dead.
I don't want to kill this guy.
You're just ending him. Although he might end us.
Well, at least Rekoj is in the front.
So is Wintier.
I had Rekoj push him down the stairs.
Clever.
Yes, he's a smart idiot. It's so annoying, man. After Rekoj rolled an 18 on his diplomacy, we had 3 fails in a row.
I don't know if it would work for this skill challenge, but sometimes in the skill challenges you don't actually have to use your turn. Supposedly. I have noticed,
Yeah.
however, that on average, despite the fact they're supposed to be easy, you always end up failing them.
Plus, Winter would have passed it on to Rekoj, who has -2 in pretty much all the options there. But then I guess Rekoj could have passed it on to you. And let you keep on talking.
I have a diplomacy of 10. I couldn't fail.
Rekoj rolled an 18. It was so good.
It was funny that the first 2 people did great, and then the other 3 just let down Mr. Skeleton Dude so bad. He wants to kill us.
I don't see how trying to find my cousin is selfish. He's a dumb skeleton.
Maybe it's selfish because it pertains only to you and your happiness.
Now looking at the
Selfish,
big
isn't it?
picture. Sure, you're saving your family member, but you're not trying to save the world.
Well, that's what the skeleton should have said then, isn't it?
Well, you can try to clear things up with him as you're pummeling each other.
Can we can we do that? Can Nick keep talking to him?
I keep using
This-
diplomacy in battle.
Well, you can keep talking. There's absolutely no reason why you can't keep talking as you're fighting. Wreckage is up.
Is there any way that Nick could roll his diplomacy checks during battle to try and change the mind of the skeleton?
Nick can do whatever he wants. You can keep rolling diplomacy checks if you like.
Would it work? Stop being so ambiguous.
I was thinking of just leaving and barring the door with my halberd so you guys can't get out.
Anyway, Wreckage is
But
up
you're
first.
Wreckage says, "No, Wreckage doesn't want to hurt cool skeleton dude," but he marks him. Which was that Warden's Fury, I think? No, Nature's Wrath. Okay. And anticipating a tough battle, he is going to use.
Isn't it great when you get to fight the good guys?
I bet we'll be doing a lot of that in the future. It's amazing how well Mr. I have 4 charisma does as a leader, though.
And with tears streaming down his face, Wreckage smashes the earth with his Hungry Earth ability. Also targeting the skeleton dude.
Oh, good one. Yeah, that helps. Can you even miss an attack against the earth if, say, you were underground?
It's not that, it's whether the
Oh,
earth
whoops, I
hits
had
the
some
skeleton.
Okay, and he rolls a total of 15 versus Fortitude, hitting for 12 damage.
So Wreckage slams his weapon against the ground, bringing forth primal energy that causes nothing to happen as the Skeleton Knight resists.
Wreckage didn't want to hurt you anyway.
Villains, you shall perish at my blade. And he swings at Wreckage twice.